Hello everybody, hello my dear friends, hello my followers, astrology lovers. Yes, here is Olga. I'm back with the horoscope, weekly horoscope for the second week of July 2017. We will look at the transits we'll look at the planetary transits that will correspond to the second week of July from Monday 3rd until Sunday 9th. Well, the last week was extremely difficult. I hope that you survived to these horrible oppositions and not evident T-square. The upcoming week will be lighter, will be easier, even though we are getting closer to the full moon in Capricorn that will take place that we will live the next weekend on Sunday, July 9th. But let's start from the beginning. Monday and Tuesday, Monday, July 3rd and Tuesday, July 4th will be pretty easy and harmonious days because we don't have these days major easy and difficult aspects of the slow planets. We have just actual aspects of the moon which will be harmonious. So on Monday, July 3rd, the moon is growing, of course. It will be in Scorpio and will form moon in Scorpio will form trine to the sun in Cancer, and it will be also in trine with the Neptune in Pisces. And imagine that this trine Sun Neptune, which is getting now formed, it will be exact on July 6th in 3 days. So it's forming. It is in its orb on Monday. Okay, so imagine that moon in trine to Neptune, moon in trine to the sun, and sun in almost in trine to Neptune. These three planets form a big trine. The big trine as a background configuration is just gorgeous. I hope you know that. So this big trine will allow us to, in the water signs especially, Scorpio, Cancer and Pisces, this big trine will allow us to receive. It will bring us a lot of useful and unexpected information, and will allow us to resolve successfully and quickly many questions, issues and problems on Monday. And also the Tuesday, July 4th continues the harmonious environment energies of Monday, because the moon is, well, of course, still growing and is still in Scorpio. It will be in sextile, 60 degrees with Pluto in Capricorn, and in trine to Mars in Cancer by the evening. So only trines, only sextiles, and in water signs. These 2 days, the 2 first days of the upcoming week, will allow us to, to get ready to more difficult moments, especially to the full moon of the end of the week. So use these 2 first days of the week to resolve your problems and to put some order in our partnership relationships, and because it will not be as easy later, in the second part of the week. What is the particularity of the upcoming week? We have 2 ingressions. The first is the ingression or transition, the transit of Venus into the sign of Gemini on Wednesday, July 5th, and Venus will stay in Gemini until the end of the month, until July 31st. How does this transit of Venus by Gemini influence us? During the transit of Venus through Gemini, people are more likely to start friendships without any backward thoughts. They don't ask too many questions to themselves, why and how and what for. They just, these easy ties are established in all sorts of circumstances, especially Mercurian, during, in the context of Mercurian activities, because Gemini is ruled by Mercury. So on the road, during a trip, on a business trip, in school, university, during a lesson, a course, in the reading room and during a lecture, you know. Easy and without too many questions. So during this transit, communication, common themes and interests may be more important as the criteria of the choice of a partner than the sensual side of relationships. Well, it's not bad in itself, because this will open more facet of our personality, of our world to the partner, and this may make the relationship more interesting for the both partners. Of course, we need also the sensual side facet of love relationship, but without intellectual, it's my opinion, without intellectual complicity, romantic relationship is not really a relationship. It's just it's not full, it's not complete. Since Venus symbolizes also finances, material values, during the transit of Venus by Gemini, especially in the second half of July, additional flow, yeah, we wish, overflow of money from various sources, or can be expected also, as well as unexpected income also is possible. So stay attentive to the source of income that you can have, something unusual and unexpected and spontaneous. Okay, the symbolism of the keyword for Gemini. All right. So on Wednesday, the same day when when Venus enters Gemini, Mercury in Cancer forms square with Uranus in I think it's in Aries. Oh, this is a tense aspect, of course. These days, so the day of the exact aspect plus minus 2 days, these days are unfavorable for everything that concerns communication, mediation, that concerns the understanding of the interlocutor, of the other person you talk to. So that's why we have to avoid sharpness and offensive words when we communicate with other people, especially with those who are important for us, you know, our family, our friends, because it's easy to hurt, you know, the person, and then it's not always easy, not evident to repair what was done, what was said. In any case, we have to postpone discussions on serious issues, on serious subjects, like all sort of negotiations, for later, after the square Mercury-Uranus. So imagine that the same day Venus enters Gemini and Mercury, the ruler of Gemini, forms square to Uranus. So this day can bring us new important information between the 3rd and the 5th of July, especially the information that is needed, the information that could be important for us in partnership, personal relationships, okay? And this concerns the signs of Gemini, Libra, Taurus, Virgo, Cancer, Aries, and Aquarius. And the information that we will receive, we have to stay attentive to the information that we receive, because it may lead us to taking quite categorical, fast, quick decisions, and also it can bring us unexpected changes. So we have to stay vigilant during the ingression of Venus into Gemini and during the aspect of square Mercury-Uranus. And since Mercury-Uranus in square, it's a difficult aspect, the square Mercury-Uranus, this emergency background is increased as a background aspect, which means that we have to be careful on the road while driving, and also when handling with fire and gas. This will be a day, the Wednesday, July 5th, rather controversial, very busy, full of different events. Of course, there, as I said, news and a lot of incoming unexpected information. the day may be full of conflicts. We should not deliberately engage, get involved in conflicts, especially if we see that we can step back. You know, what is more important, to be right or to be happy? We often want to be right, but well, if we accept to step back in the discussion, doesn't mean that we accept, that we agree that the other person is right and we are wrong. It just, if we insist on our point of view and we provoke and we nourish, maintain the conflict, the moment when the tense aspect passes, we look back and we regret what was said. So, just to be tolerant to other people during, especially tense, difficult aspects, which is not easy. But if you want to be in peace with everybody, we have to make conscious efforts about what we say and what we do. All right. The second ingression of the week is the ingression of Mercury into the fire sign of Leo on Thursday, July 6th. You remember we had for a moment, for a while, this stellium in Cancer, and this excessive emotionality that was stimulated actually by the stellium in Cancer will give place to a period when people will take more care of the impression, the impact that they produce on other people than about their internal reactions to what is happening. So during the transit of Mercury through Leo, by the way, it will stay there in Leo until July 25th, the communication, desire to be in public, to be in the center of attention, to become more noticed, to show, the need to show the level of our competence in the field that where we are competent, the need to express our point of view, so that everybody knows what we think, and especially that we are right. This desire, this need is activated, of course, during the transit of Mercury by Leo. And of course, logically, we can make the conclusion that this will be a very good time for people of creative professions whose activities are related to the word, to the speaking, in public especially, stage, cinema, theater, radio, when we need to make some presentations, talk to other people in front of the big groups and to the crowd even. So Mercury in Leo, okay? Yeah, and in the moment of the change, of the planet, of the sign by the planet, when the planet enters to the new sign, the next sign, when it passes to the first degree of Leo, it's always a very important moment, the change of the sign. So we have to be aware of this moment. We have to be aware of fires, of all kinds of burns and of sunburns. And those who have heart problems, and these people, those who have rather fragile health, they have to take care of their nervous system and of their health in general. All right, July 6th. What is the day I told? It's Thursday, the same day, of course, the ingression of Mercury in Leo. The Sun in Cancer forms two aspects. It's in trine with the Neptune in Pisces, harmonious aspect, and in square with Jupiter in Libra. Once again, we have two different aspects the same day, difficult and easy. The square with Jupiter gives this, pretentious attitude, right? The inclination to take on ourselves too much. Yes, I can more. You cannot do this, I can, or I can do more than I did before or I've ever done. So the taking on ourselves too much in work, it can be in work environment, all sorts of commitments, promises, so we have to be careful what we promise and what we hear as promises from other people. So self-confidence, excessive self-confidence. Or, on the contrary, excessive carelessness can lead to problems You know, the anytime aspect of the Sun with Jupiter as square or opposition, these are aspects of excesses. So we have to keep to a diet this day, not to overeat, not to overdrink, not alcohol. Otherwise, there will be consequences. Of course, negative impact on our health. At the same time, trine with Neptune gives, since the Neptune is the ruler of Pisces, trine with Neptune gives excellent environment, provides excellent environment for working with the dreams, with the subconsciousness, and for any creative activity. We will be able, if you don't belong to a artistic creative profession, this will be anyway the day of when we will be able to push the boundaries of our own me, to see more, than we already know about ourselves and also about others. So our imagination will increase, and the capacities to realize the intentions and plans, what we visualize can come true. Because the Sun is involved in the trine, not only the Moon or Mercury. When we talk about increased, in this case we talk about increased intuition and imagination, but we talk about the Sun, which involved in the aspect, which symbolizes the capacity, the deep consciousness. So Friday, July 7th, we have also another very harmonious aspect, sextile of Mercury already in Leo to Venus in Gemini, 60 degrees. It will be excellent days, the day of the exact aspect, plus minus 1 day for profitable shopping, good shopping. We will find the right thing, that what we look for, and also a very favorable day for commercial transactions. We may expect interesting proposals from business partners, and also there will be an opportunity to spend a good time in a pleasant company to impress the interlocutors, friends, acquaintances, and also strangers, people that we just met. Because actually, sextile Mercury Venus describes this trait of character. If you have this aspect in your chart, the capacity to talk nicely, when you find the right words, when you charm the other person in front of you with the way you formulate your thoughts. So if you have this aspect in your charts, congratulations. You should work at the radio, or you'll be a speaker. Or during the transit, also all of us will be able to find the common language with the people who surround us. Sorry for my voice a little bit. I got cold a little bit. Okay, what next? The same day, the aspects of the Moon will be also very positive. The Moon is growing, of course. We are on the eve of the full Moon. The growing Moon will be in Sagittarius, in trine to Uranus on Friday. If we suddenly have a solution or idea, or a solution about the solution of a problem, it could be realized very quickly. So very positive aspect of the Moon. We can also expect unexpected, see unexpected things happen, like unplanned, unexpected meetings, encounters, proposal, gifts, and surprises. So Friday, we have to use this day for, we can also take risks, because Uranus promises us luck if we take risks. Saturday also will be a pretty calm day, thanks to the Moon in Capricorn already, which will enter the sign of the full Moon, the Capricorn. It will be in sextile with Neptune, and later in the evening in square to Jupiter. So the day will pass relatively calm, in a calm environment, will be calm, but in the evening on the square Moon Jupiter, we should not stay too long time at a party. We have to avoid crowded places where there are a lot of people. course, it may be difficult to avoid going out on Saturday, but it's better to pay attention and to avoid too many crowded places where there are too many people. Okay, we protect ourselves. It's better to follow the advices of the transits. Now, the full moon, July 9th at midnight, 006 GMT -4, I mean Montreal time, New York, Eastern, okay, in the 9th degree of Capricorn. This was one of the most difficult full moon of the year. Why? So the moon is in Capricorn, the sun is in Cancer. Any full moon determines the development of critical sides, moments, stages, phases, effects in personal relationships. Conflicts and contradictions can be and will be intensified in the business sphere because the moon is in Capricorn, in the sign of career and professional realization. So that's why the day of the full moon plus minus 1 day, it will be the moment of acute competitive struggle, battle, especially in the fields of tourism and construction. So the ruler of Capricorn, which is Saturn, determines this sphere of business. If you have a business in construction, we may expect unfair competition, unformatted actions on the part of the competitors, many negative surprises. We should also be prepared, ready for possible unexpected visits of regulatory authorities who will want to verify our activities. For example, the activity of the company, the functioning of the company, enterprise, right? And the lawyer of the company can become the main character of this period. So control of some special services, okay, during the full moon, because the moon is in Capricorn. Why it is difficult, this full moon? Because it will be in conjunction with Pluto. Imagine that, and we have to, for this reason, we have to save our forces, vital forces and strength. Forces, yes, for vital energy. The moon will form a conjunction with the Pluto. Pluto now is in the 19th degree of Capricorn. And the moon will form the conjunction with Pluto just right after the exact aspect of the full moon, of the aspect of the opposition moon-sun. And 1 day later, on the 10th, on Monday the 10th, so the sun will be in the opposition to Pluto. So imagine Pluto is involved in the full moon through its conjunction with the moon, and 1 day later through its opposition to the sun. So, since Pluto adds its interferes in the full moon, it's the part of the full moon. On these two exact aspects, conjunction moon Pluto, opposition. Okay, on these three aspects: opposition moon Sun, conjunction moon Pluto, opposition Pluto Sun. A conflict that has already started in the past earlier and has developed a little bit in politics, at work, or in the family can reach its apogee. Especially it concerns those who are born, of course, under the signs of Capricorn and Cancers, or if you are involved in this conflict, you will be touched more, you will be more involved, you will feel the impact of these three aspects just mentioned before. And also, if you have personal planets in your personal birth chart, in the degrees of the signs, Cancer and Capricorn, touched by the transit full moon. Also, on the largest scale, on the international, in the world situation, the international situation can worsen because of the problems that may arise on religious, gender, ideological grounds, or because of the activities of terrorist organizations. So extremely difficult full moon. And if we take a couple of days before the full moon, let's say from the 5th until the middle of the month, the 15th of July, we can encounter difficult, tense situations at work or with work if you have our small business or big business. And so these difficult situations at work can last, as I said, until the end of the month, until the middle of the month, between 5th and the 15th. Because of, we talk about here about the second quarter of the lunar month, the week before the full moon, and also the couple of days after the full moon. This is it for today. Thank you very much for your attention. Happy full moon. Take care of yourselves. Stay wise. And I talk to you exactly in 1 week. Goodbye.